Welcome to the Success Fitness Podcast. I am your host, Christian Evans. This podcast is for adults looking to achieve success in their fitness journey. And I'm going to help you do just that by sharing with you how to deal with grief during your fitness journey. Before I run, I use my secret weapon to maximize my performance, the Breather Fit. Not only does the Breather Fit strengthen my lung capacity, it helps accelerate recovery from my workouts. All it takes is 10 breaths for 2 sets to maximize performance before my morning runs. Use my code FITBREATHE at checkout to get 20% off. With Breather Fit, you work hard, but breathe easy. Now, I'm going to give you a disclaimer. This is not the podcast. I recorded a podcast yesterday and it just didn't turn out. I did a live this morning in regards to talking about it, but the audio and the visuals did not line up. So what I'm doing right now currently is recording this from my iPhone, and I was recording the podcast from my Canon, my DSLR camera, my T7i, and the audio and the visual just wasn't lining up. I did not want to scrap what I recorded, but in order for me to salvage it, I needed to put this disclaimer at the top. So what I will do is I'll let you see the actual video footage of what I did record. But what I will do kind of maybe about 5 to 10 seconds in, once you see the audio and the visual not lining up, I will just put the thumbnail for this video as the still. So I'm trying to get used to this new setup that I've been trying to experiment with. You may have seen on a couple live streams lately or videos. I'm trying to work, but there are still technical difficulties that I'm going through, but I don't want to lose the actual footage in the moment that I caught. So the great thing is about podcasts is that their audio and visuals came in a little bit later, but we always have the audio to where we can use again and again or use in these situations. So without further ado, I give you this podcast about how to deal with grief in your fitness journey. Welcome back to the podcast, and I appreciate you taking your time out of your day to watch me or listen to me. As you can see here, this is a new setup that I have, and I'm trying to do something different, and this has been birthed because of what I've been going through for the past couple of months. Now, if you've been a long time listener to the Success Fitness Podcast, you can tell that I haven't been myself because I haven't been uploading in about 3 months, per se. Now, a little backstory about what's been going on. About March, I stopped just wanting to do a podcast just for a moment, just briefly, right? Because life's going to throw something at you and you have to adhere to it. It's going to throw something at you. Either you stop and you catch it, or you just stop because it hits you so hard. So about March, the whole month of March, I decided to take off. And right when I was getting ready to start recording again, my cousin passed away. April 1st, 2024 was the day my cousin, Chantel Raphael Williams, aka Best Kept, passed away. Now, it was Monday night and I was finishing my last client for the evening. And like I normally do when I'm done with my sessions, I check my phone to catch up on past messages or messages that I've missed. So me and my cousins have a group chat. Me, my cousin Sean, and my cousin TJ. And I call it the Kings of Comedy because between the two of them, I don't know who needed their own show even more or who could have toured with the greats of Bernie Mac and Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer and D.L. Hughley. So I just called them the Kings of Comedy because they always made me laugh. So I was looking at my text message, and my cousin Sean, he had texted me. We were texting about, I think, crumble. Every Monday we would text about crumble cookies, about what the new flavors were if we didn't text each other that Sunday. So I saw a message that was at like 5:30, 5:45, somewhere around there. And so, I'm catching back up with the text messages because I'm always excited to see him text because he's busy. And, I'm busy with clients. He's busy with his music. And we can get more into that a little later. But, I seen the text and, we're responding. And I'm like, man, while I have his attention, let me keep it. While I have his attention, let me keep it. Because we would talk in spurts here and there. And just growing up and just, life begins to get busy. Now, we're texting back and forth. And I just laid down. It was probably about like 7 o'clock. And I got a phone call. From my cousin Ilya. I have a lot of cousins. I have a lot of first cousins. And she FaceTimed me, which is rare. And I was asleep. So, I kind of ignored the call. Sorry about that if you listen to this right now. But I ignored the call initially because I'm like, you know what, I'll call her back. I was just tired. And then she FaceTimed me again. It was back to back. Now, I know the first time had to be odd. I'm not a big FaceTime person in regards to FaceTiming, but she was crying when she called. And, said something on the lines of, Sean passed out and they're headed down to the hospital. And I make my way down to the hospital and found out that he passed away. Now, that's a super quick version. And my world has not been the same ever since. My world has not been the same ever since. Now, me and my cousin Sean and me and my cousin TJ, we grew up like brothers. And if your family setup is like mine, where you have a lot of aunts and uncles and we're all close knit, and so the aunts and uncles, they have children and you all grow up together. That's how we were. And, this has devastated me and my family and, his children and his loved ones and everybody who loved him. And this has been tough to a point to where right now I'm really, 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 really surprised that I haven't, broke down right now. I'm not the kind of person who would actually keep that on footage. To tell you the truth, I wouldn't keep that on footage. I would edit that out. And if you kind of see me kind of drift off while I'm talking about this, pardon me. Also, if there's a little delay in this microphone to the video, then I'm trying a new setup because this is something that me and him, we're talking about, on his last couple of days on this earth. And we were just talking about content. We were talking about content and just increasing the amount of content that we push out. And I remember I did a podcast maybe a couple days prior to that and prior to him passing. And he tuned in and I was surprised because he's so busy all the time. And I was just so surprised that he tuned in and left a comment. And it's just one of those things to where he inspired me to do a lot and to actually record this video, right now. It's like, what would he do? What would he want to do? What would he want me to do? And on top of that, I can't do anything else until I talk about this. So I was trying to podcast since maybe about like the third week of April. And I was trying to get myself together, but it's like, what do I talk about? What do I want to talk about? I would find articles that I would want to read off, and I still have those. I would save those in my notes, and I'm like, I'll get back to those later. When I'm ready to podcast. And I just didn't feel like it. Now, the reason why I'm recording this podcast because when you're on your fitness journey, life will hit you. Life will hit you to where you want to stop. You don't want to. You don't want to do anything. I didn't want to deal with this. I didn't want to accept it at all because this stops everything that I was doing. The passing of a loved one will make you reconsider everything that you have done, what you are doing, and what you will do. And so I just didn't feel like doing anything. Very snappy, bad attitude, emotional eating. And that's the part on your fitness journey to where, how can I word this? I don't want to say you have to watch it, but you have to watch it, but you're just kind of, you check out. I checked out. I checked out emotionally. I checked out in so many ways. And I'm trying to check back in currently. This is my version of checking back in. This is my version of checking back in because I have to go on, in life. You have to find a way to continue, find a way to survive. And I don't think I could have survived this far without an outlet. And I've been producing more content of lately, but it's been tough. It's been very, 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 very hard. Now, this may be or have several installations in regards to, grief on your fitness journey or dealing with grief in your fitness journey to where you don't want to do anything. My workouts, they just sucked. Just bad. You work out and we work out to kind of iron out everything that's what's going on with us. Try to get in a better space, get in a better place. And it just wasn't working. Or it just wasn't working like it used to be because I'm trying to get back to normalcy. And I can't get back to normalcy because my cousin isn't here. That's my brother. So it's a brother, cousin, brother, irregardless of the label. That's my heart. And if it'll hone in, that's him, right there. Let me hone in on it. That's him right there. Let's see. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I have more details, in the description, but this is my way to trying to get back into things. And when you are on your fitness journey, these type of things happen. These type of things happen to where somebody passes, and I get it that we are doing our best to try to stay motivated. We try to motivate each other with mantras and, fight through it and different things like that. But this ain't easy, and to put this mask on as if it is, and as if I'm not affected, would be a lie. And it's tough to go forward without talking about it, without talking to you about it. Because there's been plenty of times where I've done this podcast because I've been all wound up, prior to what's going on, be it good or bad, and I express it and I feel better. I share the information of what I am finding in the moment and try my best to share it with you as quick as I can. But when I lose that desire too, I lose a piece of myself. I lost a piece of myself with my cousin passed. And there's many stages. There's many stages you go through when somebody passes, and it's grief, and it's whatever you're doing in life, you have to figure out a way to go on. You have no other choice. When my mother passed, when in '08, I found out quick that you have no other choice but to be okay, because you have to assimilate. You have to go to work. You have to go out in public to take care of yourself, get groceries, or go to work, be around people. And how do you be around people when you have so much rage, when you have so much anger, when you have so much hurt, when you have no desire to get out of the bed? Because when you wake up, the mornings are very, very, very quiet. And it may be cloudy outside. And it's just silence. And you deal with the fact of what just happened. And this was just out of nowhere. This was just out of nowhere. And, hindsight is 2020. You go through, maybe I should have did this with them. Maybe I should have did that. And you go through that. And that's normal. But the whole time you're trying to figure out, how do I get back? How do I get back to normalcy? What is normal now? What is the current state of normal? What does normal look like right now? I'm still trying to figure that out. But what's helped me is prayer and trying to surround myself with more love. With more love. Um, I talk. I talk to his mother every day, my aunt. I talk to his children every day, my little cousins, or nieces and nephew, however you want to consider them. And that's just where I'm at right now. That's just where I'm at right now. One of the toughest things to do is to go back to work. Uh, Keeping my composure while I'm training clients and trying not to drift off and trying to hold everything in without breaking down. Now, I've broken down a couple of times in mid-session, kind of, shed a tear and walk, turned away and try to get back to it. And I want to thank my clients for allowing me that space, even though that's not what they pay for. But I hear, their stories and their lives about hardships that they go through. And that's a different level of personal training that I love, because I need my clients. I need you, my clients. And to help me, get my mind off of it, help me focus, even if it's for just those 45 minutes where I can hone in on your workout, hone in on helping you. That helps so much, because as much as I did not want to, from the standpoint of getting out of the bed and just functioning, I needed that. I needed that more than what I thought. I needed that more than what I thought. I needed that one-on-one, reaction and interaction. I needed that. So thank you. The emotional eating. Comfort food, indulgent food, overindulgent food. That's the part of your fitness journey where it can get really crazy. Because for me, I've told you before, I am an emotional eater. And it just got bad. It just got bad. And I'm doing better now, but, it just got bad. But that's how I felt. And that's what it is. And that's what it is. Your fitness journey, we are on these apps every day, just about, and we're looking at our peers, some doing phenomenal, some doing very great on their fitness journey, and they've maintained it. They've steadfast the course, but I don't know what they're going through. But it's still inspirational. It's still inspiring to see people work out, still seeing people having fun, still seeing people discover what they can and can't do with their bodies, and taking their bodies to new heights and new levels. That is exciting for me to see. That is very, very exciting for me to see, because I thought working out would make me feel better, but it didn't some days. But some days it did. But seeing others work out, it was motivating. There was a time to when I didn't want to watch any YouTube videos, any workout videos, anything about strength, increased protein as you age, and the aging process and everything like that, because it keeps bringing me back to this reality of mortality, the reality of mortality. And anybody can get it. You're mortal. We're mortal. Me and my cousins, me, Sean, and TJ, we are about 8 months apart. And all of us. So I considered us like triplets to an extent. And Sean was the youngest out of us three. And at one point in time in the year, we are all the same age. So Sean was 41. I'm 42. My cousin TJ just turned 42. And Sean will be 42 in November. So from November 20th to December 15th, we're all the same age. So we're the only packed out of our, how many of us? 11, 12, 13 first cousins, somewhere around there, that share that, special bond. So when he left, I felt a total disconnect to any and everything. And I haven't been that disconnected in probably about like 16 years since my mother passed. And I wasn't really caring about my fitness journey back then when she passed. But now, you're right in the middle of it. You're right in the middle of just doing good. Everything was working out fine. You're, working out. You're eating right. I had a good regimen going. And then boom, he passes away. And then everything just goes to the dumps. Everything goes to the dumps. And during that process, I began to realize more and more and more how I need to get myself right, get myself better, because going to that slump of emotional eating is going to lead me to an early grave, or can lead you to an early grave, because you're just so depressed. I hate claiming that word, but I just, it is what it is. Don't be in denial of it, of what you are. Don't be in denial of what you are, or who you are. Learn how to accept, and I had to accept that I was depressed. And whether I am depressed now or not, I'm not 100% for sure, because I'm starting to produce more content now. I'm starting to, work out a lot more now, and at least try more, give more of an effort, give more of a conservative effort, get back to my goals. My goals was the bench press of 405, and I'm so close. I'm so close. And every single time I get really, really close to a 405-pound bench press, something crazy happens. And in life, you have to find a way to stay on track. I know no amount of working out will bring them back. but I can honor him by continuing my life, creating more content, and just trying and just trying. And it's tough. It is tough. This is real life. Real life happens, and when it happens, how do you respond? Do you stop everything? Can you stop everything? I don't think you can. You have to figure out how to go onward and forward. And that's the tough part because it seems so dismissive. To go onward and forward, you have to find a way to mask your feelings, hide your feelings, or compartmentalize your feelings for a certain amount of time. And then when you get home, you can cry, cry, cry. You can cry in the shower, cry in the car. Hopefully not while I was moving, but I've had that happen. And you gotta maintain. You gotta close off the waterworks before you crash into somebody. And when you realize all of us are going through this one way or another, there's so many people going through their loved ones not being here anymore. And it's how we respond to it. It's how each person responds to it and not respond. And some people dive into deep vices. Some cut all communication off from people, from the world. And it's just tough, especially if this person was your everything. And depending on who has passed in your family, how close you were to them, if you were really close to them, this type of stuff really hurts. And you grow up with people, and then it's your peers. And that's another thing, you really think that, death is for older people, but it's for everybody. And anybody can get it, your peers, and it's close to you. It's really close. It's really close. And as I stated, this will be a series. And this is just the intro into it, about grief during your fitness journey and how to go forward with it. And what I found out, you can't go forward with it until you go through it. And you can't go through it until you are ready to go forward. And right now I'm ready to go forward. And so just the best way I can think of it, I don't know why I'm just thinking of just random movies where they're just up against all type of opposition. And there's no moving to the left. There's no moving to the right. It's onward and forward. It's onward and forward. You have to just go through it. You have to go through it. Just like how I had to hit the record button on here. I had to just go through it. Full transparency. I've been trying to record this podcast all morning. And I just had a lot of technical difficulties, put it like that. And I was this close to saying, just forget it. But I feel like ODB, when he rushed the Grammys, and he said, I went out, I'm paraphrasing, and bought the suit, and it cost a lot of money, thinking that Wu-Tang was going to win. I don't know how you see it, but Wu-Tang is for the children. And Puffy is good, but Wu-Tang is the best. And I'm looking at this bright red shirt that I have on. As you can see, this is the same shirt that I wore to his funeral. And, I got dressed. But before I got dressed, I showered, trying to do something new. I actually shaved with a razor for the first time. How you think it turns out? Look at that. It's kind of smooth. My first time. and I'm trying to do something different. This is causing me to do something different in order to go onward and forward, go forward and try something new. As you see the setup, trying something new, trying something different, because I can't go back to normal. I can't go back. That is impossible. That is impossible to go back to normal. So you have to set a new routine. So, excuse me, Lord willing, to allow me to do more podcasts and record more podcasts, this will be the setup. You have to do something new, branch off and do something new. So it's like I got ready, I got a clean shave, and I'm like, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. And I'm trying to get back to being consistent and bringing you all fitness content. And I just couldn't bring any more content. I couldn't do any more content. Sorry for stuttering. I'm trying to say too many things at one time. I'm trying to bring more content, but I can't and I couldn't without doing this. One of the last messages my cousin told me before he passed, he would watch my videos and he would notice my voice. And he was like, I wish you would talk to them like you would talk to me. I don't know about that. This is what I was telling him. I said, because we get pretty transparent with each other. Very transparent. Very, you got your professional side and you have your only for your family side of you. And that's what he got, because that's what I have. I pretty much give a lot to you, to creating content and letting you all inside my life, as far as what I'm doing. But there's some things I do protect. But besides all of that, that always stuck with me. And this wasn't saying I was doing something wrong. It was just more so be you, be yourself. And that's what I'm doing right now, because I can't talk to you about anything else in regards to fitness and your health journey without talking about this first. Because if I talk about anything else, I wouldn't be myself. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to me on the Success Fitness Podcast. If you are looking to support this podcast, please, please, please sign up to my weekly newsletter, the Success Fitness Newsletter. The link will be in your description. Please join my Facebook group, Success Fitness Family, on Facebook. And if you could do me a big favor, if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, please, please, please go ahead and leave a review. Give me 5 stars. Also, this kind of reminded me of being an Uber driver. Give me 5 stars. Also on Spotify. I'm trying to put out more content and just spread the word. And just spread the word. Coming soon will be my YouTube members only site, my members only section, where you can get more of behind the scenes and more of me. That's where I'm going to release more of me. Pause. Release more of me to you, to the world, in regards to just my everyday life. And just be patient with me. Just be patient. Just be patient with me. But I do thank you. This is the most transparent I think I've been in a long time. And if you are going through this type of situation in your life right now in regards to dealing with grief, I'm not about to give you a 1-800 number. The only thing I can say is that just try to talk to somebody about it. Talk to a loved one about it. Try to release some energy by just going to work out. And the workout can be a walk. It can be an actual full workout. But do not push people back from you, the people who love you, because I've done that before in the past. But if anything to help you get through this is to get through it with the people who've gone through it with you, and love and prayer meditation and time. And it's just like when life just throws you for a loop.
Belly, fuck a six-pack. Your girl been cheating, you ain't leaving. Cardi even said you got your lick back. I don't leech, I got my own motion. Make some cash and niggas quick to post it. Y'all be in the comments, big brewing. Take off to Bahamas, big blowing. Jacket and the jeans is Rick Owen. Rappers having trouble getting going. Y'all can't find y'all footing in the booth. I put a beat on, get to tiptoeing. My partner said he gotta stick to rapping. He done fed a lot of off for trapping. He be in the kitchen with the bowls, not the ones that go up in the cabinets. That's too much motion. Let's go, baby.